Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus. News, not breaking news, but there is something floating out there that the Vikings are expected to bring in a veteran cornerback. Before we talk about that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. So this is coming from a very reliable source, Doogie Wolfson, saying that the anticipation is that the Vikings go after a recognizable name at the cornerback position in the coming weeks. And they go on to say that whether that's a free agent or another team on another team's roster, Minnesota doesn't seem like they're done adding to the secondary. Gilmore is one of a few names on Minnesota's radar. So Vikings, the Bob McCain signing yesterday, me and Onebar both kind of assumed he was going to be converted to nickel like he started his career. That's not the case. Brian Flores came out and said he will be a safety. I know they kind of toyed with Jay Ward at corner yesterday in practice. Is that going to stick or not? We don't know. But if it does, it doesn't seem to matter. The Vikings are going to bring in a recognizable name at cornerback. So what is a recognizable name? Well, you look at the veterans that are out there that we've already talked about, but we're just going to go through them again quick. Xavier Howard's out there. I know he's got that legal situation that we don't really want to get into. Adoree Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Peterson, J.C. Jackson. Those are the recognizable names. I think a little bit of the bigger names. I mean, Killer Witherspoon's out there as well. I don't know if he's as recognizable as those other names that we mentioned. So that would be the way to go. Stephon Gilmore, I mean, the fact that Doogie mentioned him in his tweet does kind of say a lot. And, he's a very reliable source. The Vikings, maybe there is interest in the old veteran Gilmore. That would be pretty damn sweet. The other thing is whether it's on our team's roster. Is that someone who's going to be cut? That's someone they're going to try to swing a deal for. Again, Vikings don't have a ton of assets when it comes to trading. They only have like 3 draft picks next year. I think 4 or 5, depending on. Maybe they have 4 and then potentially going to get a 5th with the comp picks. So not a lot of draft capital to move around. Players they can move around. And, Lewis Cine has been out 2 practices in a row. No reports that he's injured. Are they saving him as trade bait? But my thought there with Lewis Cine, what can you really get for Lewis Cine? I mean, he's a first-round bust. I don't know. Maybe we need to Google, see what Georgia coaches are in the league and what kind of role they are in. Maybe that's where he ends up. But maybe some teams willing to give a shot to Lewis Cine for something, maybe another player. So that's definitely an option. So recognizable name be brought in for the Minnesota Vikings. Again, coming from Doogie Wolfson, very, very reliable source. Who could it be is the question. When will it happen is the other question. How will it happen is another question. Whether it's a free agent signing, a guy who's cut, or a trade. Vikings expected to bring in some cornerback help. I love hearing this. This team has not given up. They've had multiple hits to the secondary, tragic hits to the secondary, but this is a team that wants to compete this year, and bringing in a veteran is going to help them do that. Let me know who you think it's going to be, and if you're going to be at training camp tomorrow, we will see you tomorrow. And until then, keep your skull in your hole.